So I recently became a John Maxwell certified coach and trainer. And one of the things when I went to the conference a few weeks ago was one of the guys that's one of the teachers there, he says, learn a little, do a little. So when you do festivals, that's what you should do. Go to that festival, figure out what it is that you want to learn, take notes, shoot a video, whatever, and then go back home and practice that. Because if you don't put it into practice, you'll forget about it. Learn a little, do a little. Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Old Crows Homestead. Shelly here, and today I am making apple cider vinegar for the very first time. So to make apple cider vinegar, you need apples. You don't necessarily have to have like whole apples like this. You can have, save the peelings and stuff like that, and you can make apple cider vinegar. Or if you're making if you're preserving apples, this would be a great thing. Once you peel them and core them, you can use those peels and cores to make them. I have a couple bags of apples that we will not eat up, so I'm going to make apple cider vinegar out of them. They'll probably go bad before we eat them up, is what I'm saying. But one of the things that you need to make sure about the apples is that they are organic. You don't want the apples that they have in the grocery store have like a wax coating on them, and it keeps them, they do that to keep them from going bad. They probably spray chemicals on them to keep them from going bad, because harvesting apples usually happens in the fall. So yeah, that's even the apples that you're buying in the spring and summer, they were harvested in the fall. So they put stuff on them to keep them looking good so they can sell them in the grocery store and everything. But if you're making apple cider vinegar, you want organic apples. You do not want the stuff that has, or the apples that have stuff sprayed on them or wax on them or anything like that. You're also going to need sugar. I have pure cane sugar here. That's also organic, but it's because I buy it in big bags from Azure Standard. So that's just what I prefer. I've got spring water here. You need something that doesn't have chlorine or fluoride or any of those chemicals in it, because your apple cider vinegar, as it ferments, that whole process, it's creating that good bacteria, which is why apple cider vinegar is great for you as a probiotic. It's great for your animals to keep their digestive system going. It also helps to, keep them clean of pests. My dogs are upset because there's a cat outside and I won't let them out. And there's a cat outside because my inside cat is in heat. So, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the cat that's back there hanging on the door. So she's trying to get out. So anyways, you're going to need apples, sugar, water, and something to put it in. I've got these half-gallon jars. They're just ball canning jars. You can put them in anything, I guess. And then I've got a spatula to stir it all up with. So I'm going to cut up these apples and tell you a little bit about what's been going on. So this last weekend, today is Monday the 25th, I think. This last weekend was our Kentucky Sustainable Living, Homesteading, and Preparedness Festival. If you all were able to come out and join us, thank you so much for that. We appreciate your support. We had a great time seeing everybody, hugging necks, and it's just like a big homecoming, right? One of the things that we did at the festival this year that was different from the one that we had last October, because like this one is only our second one. One of the things that we did different was we had a demonstration stage, and it was down where the vendors are at. And so we focused on getting people down there to teach people how to do stuff. We had somebody that talked about sourdough starter. We had somebody that talked about making a bug out bag that you could actually take on an airplane. That was Gary Golding from Naked and Afraid. He did that talk for us. We had somebody talk about making tinctures. Leslie Gossett got up and demonstrated making tinctures, and just several different things. And I know I'm forgetting some things, but my brain's kind of fried because I haven't had much sleep this weekend. But the one thing that I wanted to try when I got home was apple cider vinegar. And Lawrence McCoy, one of the guys in our KSL group, he did a demonstration on how to make apple cider vinegar. And I don't know, I guess I thought that there was like a lot to it because I've not had a lot of luck like fermenting things, you know, like pickles or sauerkraut or whatever. I've tried it. I've even made videos about it, but I've just been unsuccessful in making it happen. So the whole apple cider vinegar thing has been very intimidating to me. So, but Lawrence got up there and explained how to do it, and oh my gosh, it's simple. So I'm giving it a try. So as I cut up these apples, I'm going to put them in this jar, and I'm going to fill this jar up with apples. If you want to, I want to put a plug in here for Lawrence because Lawrence has a Facebook group that's called Being Prepared. You have to go and join the group, but he does videos all the time. And he's always giving like tips and tricks and just little things. His big focus, or his saying that I would say that I hear out of his mouth all the time, is learning something, getting one step closer to getting out of, you know, purchasing it at the store, or unplugging from the matrix, that kind of thing. He likes to learn a skill and then practice that skill until he's good at it. And he likes to share that with other people. And on his channel, or on his Facebook page, Being Prepared, he does that. He shares those tips and tricks and things that he knows how to do on that page. So I suggest you go and follow him. You'll learn a lot of stuff. And he's really funny. He's a super nice guy, knows a lot of things, very knowledgeable. Go check him out. So he got up and demonstrated. He actually demonstrated how to make apple cider vinegar. He demonstrated how to make, oh my gosh, I bet this is one of those pink lady apples. I've never seen them before. This is like just a Mod Podge bag of apples, you know, like different kinds. But I've never actually seen the one that has the pink skin on the end, or the pink flesh on the inside. How cool. Anyway, sorry. He showed how to make apple cider vinegar, white wine vinegar, malt vinegar, like what you put on fish, which I want to make some of that. It smelled amazing. It actually smells better because actually my only exposure to malt vinegar is Long John Silver's. You know, the stuff they have sitting out on the table. So I'm excited to make some of that because his really smelled good. I never really cared for the stuff at Long John Silver's because I didn't like the way it tasted. But his smelled really good, and I think it's going to taste really good. So I want to try to make some of that too. And I'll make a video how to make that as well. I'm going to be posting, Jason and I, so we recorded, I think we recorded all the sessions. I can't 100% say for sure that we did. And we'll be posting those on our channel, the sessions from the festival. I didn't post all of them last time because I started getting strikes on my channel about different content that people talked about. And so I kind of just gave up doing that. So, but this time I don't think there wasn't a lot of controversial stuff that was discussed, if you know what I'm saying. So I think it'll be okay. And so about this, even everything, I'm dropping apple. everything that is on the apple can go into this. So I'm just chopping it into chunks and putting it in there. What else? What else happened this weekend? At the festival, they processed a sheep. I don't think that we got all of the footage of that. But Darren Strong from Hacks for the Homesteader came out from Kansas, and he processed a sheep for us along with Chris Clark. Chris is down in Tennessee with, I want to say, Hilltop Farms. What else? We had, y'all, I got to meet Chris Weatherman, who is the Angry American, who writes the Survivalist series, which I love. I just started book 11. So he was there, got a chance to meet him, got a book signed by him. He did a Q&A with our attendees that was just awesome. I mean, they just sit and talked, and it was really neat. Angry Prepper was there. He's the firefighter guy from New York. Y'all, did you know that he was actually like in the whole 9/11 thing? He was one of the firefighters in 9/11. That just blows my mind. But he lives in New York, and he talked to people about, you know, what you need to do if you're in an urban setting if there's problems. So they had a big discussion about that. That was pretty cool. What else? I'm trying to think. Oh my gosh. I was so tickled to meet, not meet, but get to see again. It's like a homecoming for real. Just friends from festivals, friends that I've made through YouTube and festivals and just hanging out with people. It was so fun to see those people and just hug necks and all of that kind of stuff. My cat's sitting here looking at me like, what are you doing? You can't go out there. That boy cat is no good for you, let me tell you. You need to be a good girl. Yeah, we don't want kittens. So, all in all, we had a fantastic time at the festival. We have the dates for actually the next 2 years lined up for our festivals. We're doing it twice a year, once in October and once in April. So we're going to post those dates on KentuckySustainableLiving.com, and you can go there and get them. And we would love to see you at the next one. But back to the apple cider vinegar. So I have my jar full of apples. Now I'm going to pour, you do a 1/4 cup of sugar. This is per Lawrence. You do a 1/4 cup of sugar to a quart. And this is a 1/2 gallon, so I need a 1/2 cup of sugar. So I just went and got this cup full, but I have a 1/2 cup measuring cup. And I'm probably going to make a mess here. Let's hope I don't. I don't want sugar everywhere. So I'm going to pour a 1/2 cup of sugar into my measuring cup. There we go. Come on. Flatten it out. There we go. And then I'm going to pour it into my cup. So I poured my sugar into my jar. Made a little bit of a mess. But next I'm going to add my water. So now the reason that you want water that doesn't have chlorine or fluoride or something like that in it is because those things kill whatever bacteria that the good bacteria that you're going to be growing in this. So it's kind of like the same with sourdough starter. You want to use distilled or, actually I think distilled water still has chlorine in it, but you want to use some kind of water source that doesn't have chlorine or fluoride. So I'm going to fill this up. And I'm going to fill it up to that line, this right here at the bottom. I'm going to fill it up to that. And then I'm going to take my spatula thing, and I'm just gonna kind of like how you do when you're canning and trying to get air bubbles out. So I'm just moving that around, which the sugar is kind of settling to the bottom. What are you doing, cat? All right, I'm gonna add a little bit more water because my line went down a little bit. Okay, now one of the things about this is you don't want to put these lids on here because vinegar will eat away at these lids. The best thing to use is a coffee filter. And Lawrence said that, I think he tried it one time with, when he was learning how to do this, he tried it with cheesecloth, but flies can get into that, and then that just ruins your apple cider vinegar, right? Well, I have two. There we go. So I'm going to just put this over this and put the lid on. Isn't it pretty? That's one thing I love about canning is how pretty the canned stuff looks. So I'm actually going to do another one. But so to care for this, you want to put it in a dark, warm place, and you want to stir it like once a day. Take the lid off and stir it around. Keep it in here like this for about 2 months. And then what's going to happen is you're going to start growing this thing on top that is going to look suspiciously like something funky, right? Something like mold or something. But it's actually not. It's what's called a mother. And it ends up being like a disc that is kind of gel-like. It's just flimsy, kind of gelatinous. So, and that is the good stuff. You don't want to throw that out. When you start seeing that happen, you want that's good. That don't throw it away. Now, if you start getting like hairy stuff on it, that's probably mold. But that goopy looking gelatinous thing is the mother that you hear about that's in apple cider vinegar. And that will, with that mother, you can take that, and that's how, you can make malt vinegar, white vinegar, white wine vinegar, red wine vinegar, all of that stuff. You can cut off pieces of that to kind of jumpstart making those vinegars. And also when you go to make another one of these, you could put a little bit of that into one of these and it'll jumpstart making this. It's just that it's got all the good stuff, all of the stuff that the nutrients and everything. So don't throw it away when you start seeing that. That's a good thing. So you want to let this set like this in a cool, warm place. A dark, warm place for about 2 months. And then you want to strain out the apples. Now, don't throw the apples away, especially, if you don't have animals, but if you have farm animals, if you have chickens or pigs or anything, give that fruit to them because it's great. Apple cider vinegar is one of those things that we give it to our pigs and our chickens. Especially if we're seeing like problems, if they're having problems going to the bathroom or diarrhea or stuff like that, or, parasites or things like that. Apple cider vinegar is great for that. So we will, like our big waterers that we have for our pigs, I'll go out there, I don't know, once a month, once every couple months. I do it. I used to keep on a schedule with it, but now I just kind of do it when I think about it. But I'll pour a whole gallon of apple cider vinegar because those totes that we water the pigs with are, I want to say 300-gallon totes, maybe 310 or something like that. So I'll pour a whole gallon in there, and then I know that everybody's getting some of it because all of them drink out of that thing. So if I want to cut back on buying apple cider vinegar, then make my own, right? So I'm going to set that over there. After you strain out the apples, you want to keep it with that. Sorry, I have something on my lip. You want to keep it with the coffee filter on it in the ring for another 2 months, just without the fruit in it. Leave the mother in there. The mother will start to form. Leave that in there. And when you strain it out of this container, you're probably only going to have about half that is water. I mean, it's not water, it'll be vinegar. But strain out the fruit and then put that back in the cool, warm place and keep, kind of swirling it around a little bit, and do that for another 2 months, and then it'll be ready to go. So I'm going to cut up some more apples and make another one of these. There's another one of those pink fruit. So some other things you can do, you don't have to use just apples. You can use pears. I think there's all kinds of fruit that you can use, but I'm not 100% sure you can use citrus. If you know the answer to that, leave it in the comments. I'm not 100% sure about that. I do know that, like in fire cider and stuff, people put oranges in that, so maybe you can. Maybe it's not a problem. But I think that fruit probably works the best. And probably because of the high sugar content. So, yeah, that's all I got for this video. If you have any questions or comments, or you want to tell me how you make apple cider vinegar, because like everything else out there in YouTube world, I'm sure everybody has opinions about this and how to do this. That seems to be the way with just about everything we do anymore. But just let me know if there's an easier way that you do it. Honestly, I can't think of anything easier than this. Fill up one of these half-gallon jars with apples, put a half a cup of sugar in there, put some spring water or non-chlorinated water and a coffee filter, and let that sucker set for a couple months. Strain it out, give the fruit to your pigs, and let it set for another 2 months, and bam, you got apple cider vinegar. How awesome is that? So anyways, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye. I almost forgot to tell you, kind of feel bad. It's been a while since I've been on here. And honestly, that's because we had a festival. And, Jason and I, we have a team of people that help out. But for the most part, it's Jason and I that do this and put it together. And that's Jason from Kentucky Sustainable Living. Go check his channel out if you're not subscribed already. But I wanted to give you an update on Randy. He's actually at the doctor right now. It's been 2 months since he had his surgery, and he's getting around great. He has more range of motion in his knee than he did before the surgery, and which is awesome. And he's doing all of the exercises and all of the physical therapy. I think he may be released from physical therapy today, though, but I'm not sure. But he does all the things that they tell him to do. And we're not sure when he's going to be released to go back to work. But this last weekend at the festival, because the venue that we're at, which is an amazing venue, we love the lady that's in charge of that. Her name's Lindsay. She's the one that runs the Ag Expo Center at WKU, and we love Lindsay. But that place, it's kind of an older facility, and there's a lot of stairs going everywhere. And mainly because, like, where we have the vendors at, it's the area, like, where they do rodeos and stuff like that. And so it's kind of that kind of venue. And Randy helped out. He was actually the one that was taking care of all the vendors. When the vendors came in, he had the map where they were supposed to go and all their packets and stuff, and he took care of making sure that they got everything that they needed. And Jason brought over his golf cart for Randy to tool around in, so he didn't have to do as much walking, but he was still up and down stairs and stuff. And it's awesome that he's able to do that after having that surgery. But I think it took a toll on him. And by the time the weekend was over, he was kind of hurting. So keep him in your prayers. I just think that he overdid it a little bit. And he's been, the whole time that we've been home today, which I took off work today just so I could recuperate. But the whole time that he's been home until he went to physical therapy, he was, he had ice on his leg and had it elevated, and just, to take down some of that pain. But other than that, he's doing really good. And I appreciate you all, everyone who has prayed for him and kept us in your thoughts and everything. I greatly appreciate you. And that's it. So I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Yeah, God bless you. Have a great day.